Hi, Dan. Hawaii News Now is teaming up with the Joy Heart Foundation to shine a light on child abuse. And here to unveil some of the results of a new survey and the mission is Miley Zambuto from the Joyful Heart Foundation. It's the CEO and board member, Dr. Vali Kalei Kanuha. Thank you both for coming in this morning. Well, let's touch on this. People know this is an issue. Were you surprised by some of the results that came to light out of this survey?
Well, I would say as a Hawaii resident and as a researcher, I wasn't really that surprised. What I was happy to see is that we're very consistent with the rest of the United States. So, there's a lot of promise and a lot of positive outcomes from the study.
Highlighting some of the survey results, people thought it was a big problem, but there were still some people who weren't that sure that it was a huge problem here in Hawaii.
So 80% of residents feel that it's a serious problem in the state. 2/3 of residents are unsure of the signs. So again, this gives us a really fantastic opportunity to educate residents about what to look for in terms of child abuse and neglect.
And you're talking about a range of abuse, anything from sexual assault to spanking, so there were different degrees in how people responded to those areas.
That's right. We looked at physical abuse, emotional abuse, neglect, and sexual.
What do you hope to do with these findings? What will be the campaign that you go from here?
Joyful Heart has a long history of doing raising awareness about child abuse and neglect, and it was really that work that led us to partner with the Hawaii Children's Trust Fund. And for your viewers who don't know the good work of the Trust Fund, they were established in 1993 to really strengthen families throughout the state. They're a public-private partnership working to prevent this issue, and so working with them, our goal really is to engage communities in this work, and that's really why we did the research to look at what's the level of concern now, what are the perceptions about this issue. So we plan to launch a very comprehensive program called One Strong Ohana, which includes research like this, grant making, advocacy, and a large-scale public awareness campaign, which will launch later this year.
And you will start to see some PSAs. Hawaii News Now, again, proud to partners, so we'll be doing more stories too. Does this gel with other studies and research that you've done on this topic?
Well, I think generally, again, as I said, when you look at public opinion polls, how our residents in Hawaii feel about child abuse and neglect is very similar. All across the country, everyone considers this a big problem, child abuse and neglect. And we also know in Hawaii as elsewhere, family members, co-workers, people report because they're concerned about children. And we're very similar here in Hawaii.
I think one of the unique things about doing this work in Hawaii and why we're so excited is that this gives us an opportunity to tap into a value system that we know we all hold here, which is we are all one ohana. And that's what this is all about.
All right, and something we need to be talking about. Thank you, ladies, very much, and we look forward to working with you on this.
Thanks. Great.
You're watching Sunrise on Hawaii News Now. We'll be back with more right after this.